Nigel, a final word on the 1-1 draw on Tuesday night at home to Carlisle. What were the pros and cons from that performance?
I think the pros were that we certainly could have won the game and had enough situations and chances to do that. And the fact that we competed all over the pitch for every single ball, in the air, on the deck, I think we can still play a bit better than we did. But in terms of playing against a team that are in your face, want to stop you playing, are quite direct at what they do. I thought we coped with it very well, and I think with a little bit of luck in both penalty areas, I think we'd have won the game.
It was a brilliant chance for Jordan Bowery, right at the death, wasn't it? Looked even better on the video.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing where if it's everything's going for you and everybody's full of confidence, and that goes in the back of the net. But we're not quite at that stage yet. But we had 6 or 7 other situations throughout the game as well, which we could have converted and didn't quite manage it as we did against Cheltenham the week before.
Are the lads buoyed by an encouraging display?
I think so, because we're all down again. We keep setting ourselves up nicely with a victory, and then we let ourselves down on the road as we did at Crawley with 30 seconds to go. We should be going into this game on Saturday on the back of a 3-game unbeaten run, 5 points on the board, and saying, well, we're playing well at the moment. We still go into it with confidence. But we've got to sort of stop these losses, too many losses and not enough draws on the road.
Grimsby Town on Saturday. Let's speak about players firstly. Who's going to miss out?
Not sure about George Lapsley yet. The 2 Georges, George Maris, George Lapsley, and then Ollie Clark are the 3 that are the doubts really. George Maris did a little bit of training on Wednesday morning to see if he's had any reaction to that. Ollie Clark's still probably struggling with a couple of knocks and niggles. We're just at the stage with them as well with muscle injuries where if they break down again, then if you're looking at 3 to 4 weeks, it's nearly the season done. So we've just got to be careful with them. It might be that they have to miss 1 or 2 more to be ready for the last 10 or so.
Grimsby Town on Saturday, the division's bottom club. You've had them scouted in recent games. What have those scout reports told you about Grimsby's style, their play, their form and all that type of thing?
The main thing that we've gleaned is that they are fighting and scrapping for everything, as you would expect a team in their position. I think they've drawn the last 3 games, which is an important step forward. When you lose games, you sort of don't go straight to winning games. There's a few draws in between and small steps, and I would think Paul Hurst will be very much encouraged by that. And the draw they got at home to one of the best sides in the league, Tranmere, the other night. So whatever they say about they've got players missing or anything, doesn't matter. They'll be fighting and scrapping for everything, and they'll be seeing it as a game where if they can win, they're right back in the mix.
Why do you think they are where they are, struggling at the bottom of the League Two table? They've got a good manager in Paul Hurst. He's proven that at Boston, in his first spell at Grimsby and at Shrewsbury Town. No doubt of the credentials in the dugout. What do you think's gone wrong for them so far this season?
I don't think they recovered from the pandemic and everything. They had another good one with Ian Holloway, and he sort of, when we played them at Christmas, he was saying the recruitment last summer, he lost 5 or 6 very good players, all starters from his first team, and didn't get to replace them as he would have liked. And I bumped into Paul Hurst at our game actually the other night, and he said something similar. So maybe a few things behind the scenes, I'm not sure, but 2 very good managers. And sometimes it's just one of those seasons, things don't go for you, but certainly not replacing players. If you lose 5 or 6 starters and don't replace them, it's going to be tough.
They've only won 1 in the last 16, but with that said, as you mentioned earlier, they've drawn their last 3. With regards to that poorer stat, have you been in a similar position before in your extended career as a manager? Can you empathise what Paul Hurst is going through?
Yeah, definitely, but hopefully not as bad as that, but I'm sure we might have been, I can't remember. But you just want small steps, you want to stop losing. That's the first step. You stop losing and you grind out a couple of draws, 0-0s, whatever, as they do, and then all of a sudden you nick one in the last 5-10 minutes from a 0-0 position, and then you're off from there. Whether they've got enough games left or not to do that, we don't know, but I think that's the sort of thing that he'll be looking for.
They do have the leakiest defence in Sky Bet League 2. Do you see this as a real opportunity for your strikers mainly to maximise their capabilities in front of goal?
I'd hope so. I actually think the key to the game is us keeping a clean sheet, because I think we'll score, create chances. So it's about defensively us being tight, no mistakes, and not giving them any encouragement whatsoever.
Do you see this as a similar sort of fixture to Barrow a couple of weeks ago. They were down, well, they're still down there at the time, but they're in a more precarious position than they are now. Fighting, scrapping, a real tug of war. Is that what you're anticipating tomorrow?
Yeah, we've still got to play. That's because that's one of our strengths. We've got to do all those things, but also play our football as well. But I think Grimsby, looking at it, we set Barrow off in a hell of a run, the way we gave the game away that day. And since then they've won they've won the last three and not conceded a goal. So, although when we saw the goals that they got at Cheltenham the other night, I wish we could have one or two of those.
Do you perhaps see this one as a more significant game than perhaps playing a side in the top 7, because you can prevent a team beneath you from earning points?
Yeah, in some ways, but it's still 3 points at stake, and we want to do all the things that we've done against Cheltenham and Carlisle and the top sides we played of late at home. Same as another one at Forest Green on Tuesday night. So we've got to get our good habits and our patterns right. And I know that if we keep doing those things, we've shown against Cheltenham that if the ball drops for us, the right people at the right time, we're capable of finishing. We haven't done it consistently enough, but we're capable of it.
Wish you well.
Thank you.